It is quite rare when somebody sends me something that works so well. So, as many of you know, I recently received a spirit board made by Eldoria Crow for Papa Legba. I reviewed this in a previous video, and I didn't realize how well the board and the small ritual I did with it last night worked until I had a remarkable dream of the abyss, of what it was like to be a god, what it was like to create, what it was like to break off pieces of yourselves to make something last or make something corporeal. It was a remarkable dream and one that I'm actually going to describe it in this video. But as I'm describing it previously recorded, I will be blessing these patens, these wall rider patens, with the yellow sign as overseen by Haster, the Yellow King. I am placing the patens, the four I have here, in all four of the circles on this board, and I'll go ahead and begin the description of the dream now as I bless these patens and allow them to become gateways of their own.
I had a dream that I was molten gold in a singular room made of concrete, and great winds kept on casting me against one of the walls. I slowly peeled myself off, atom by atom, but then the winds would hit me again and I'd be stuck to the wall, spread out, unfocused. But then I did get to the edge of the concrete room, and I opened the door, I looked around, and there was pure blackness, there was nothing. Then I realized I had to imagine the universe into existence, that unless I imagined it, it was not there. Unless I could have vision and initiate the change into existence, then nothing would be there to experience. So I became a god of iron, a very large sphere made of hard metal, with kind of a face on it, I was. Yet I could feel myself having limbs of wisping tentacles in a way, but I could not see them. I was just this giant iron sphere. And I imagined the world into existence, not just the world, the entire universe, and then the universes beyond. I imagined everything into existence. And then I realized there were some things that I couldn't imagine into existence. The reason I couldn't was because there were parts of myself missing. In creating a new universe, a new multiverse, I had to give up some of the things that I had going for me. Some of the virtues and defining characteristics of myself I had to give up. So the universe, the multiverse, remained incomplete. Because if I got all those pieces of myself back, then I'd be stuck in that concrete room made of molten gold once more. I'd have everything, but I'd also have nothing if I had all the pieces of myself back. So I decided to push the envelope even further. I made a very specific kind of multiverse, Nordic. I was a god amongst Vikings, yet my hall, my environment, my universe was still lacking, still dull, things made of wood instead of plated with gold. Beings that were incomplete because I did not sacrifice anything to make them complete. A lack of a mission. I understood everything, but it meant nothing because I had no purpose. So I started to give up pieces of myself again, bit by bit. I gave up self-understanding, and a giant door of my higher self just behind it opened up in the sky, and I would cast pieces of myself, and I saw this huge figure, me, and every piece that I gave it to it, and by the way, there is a purple abyss behind it. Everything that I threw up, once those doors, those doors allowed me to, I saw my higher self getting sadder and sadder. So I threw up self-understanding. And my environment, my multiverse became glittering. It became more useful, more alive. Of course, me at the center of the multiverse in my Viking hall. I gave up my ability to not eat too much, and I became gluttonous, wanting more and more food. I decided my source of power would be mead, and that mead was what gave me magic. Eventually, I gave up so much, I wasn't the same anymore. I didn't know anything. I had so much, but I knew nothing. I did not know my purpose, and I was reduced to the humble condition of a man, barely a god, because who is a god who does not understand himself? And then I became fully human once more, with no memory of what happened.